Marc Spears here on the Rich Eisen Show. How are you, Mark?
Isn't Clipper Darrell their mascot?
You know what? He used to be, but I don't think he's in the building anymore, Mark. I don't know if he's still with it.
You didn't see him last night?
I saw Jimmy Goldsmith. I saw him with his crazy hat and his crazy tan. I saw that. The ball bounced his way.
Jimmy Goldstein?
Yeah, Jimmy Goldsmith. Yeah, Jimmy Goldstein. Yeah, I saw him. So, Mark.
Well, that's the other mascot.
I know. So, what do you make of the Cavs winning by 5? Do you sit on the side of say that the big three did what it needed to do, or do you sit on the side of saying that the Pistons damn near beat them with the big three doing what they needed to do? Where are you on this front?
Well, I think the Pistons blew their shot. I think they had a great opportunity to take one in Cleveland. And, Rich, you know it's going to be crazy in Detroit come Game 3. It's going to be the first playoff game there they've had in 7 years. And you remember how wild it was before. So, to me, they lost their shot. I think Cleveland will be fine. Kevin Love got going, got some confidence. So, usually the first game, there's some jitters, some things to be worked out. And I'm actually feeling good for Cleveland. I'm not really so much worried about the final score. I'm just disappointed for the Pistons that they didn't take advantage of it.
And how much stock do you put in the Heat in their first game blowout win?
Very impressed, very surprised. Thought the Hornets would be better than that. And, this was without Chris Bosh. I see him on the sidelines, and I wonder, is there any way that he could sneak back? It doesn't look like it. But, no, the Joe Johnson acquisition was a great one. And he's a gamer. He's played in a lot of big playoff games. I think he's going to be a huge lift for him. But unless they get Chris Bosh back, I don't really think they could challenge for an Eastern title.
So in our poll question, if you think the Cavs make the NBA Finals, yes or no, you vote yes, Mark?
Yeah, I can't see anybody beating them 4 times. And that's kind of, that's how you have to look at them. Can anybody beat them 4 times? Right now, no.
Marc Spears of ESPN joining me here on the Rich Eisen Show. What do you think of Curry's status for tonight? Do you think he goes?
Yeah, I think he does. I listened to I was at the game the other day, and he was optimistic in his press conference, and I made a point to kind of watch him as he walked away. And if you didn't know he had an ankle injury, you wouldn't have known. He walked normal. Keep in mind, it was a day game. It was an afternoon game. So he had a lot of hours on Saturday and Sunday, and still has a lot of hours left in today. So he actually wanted to get back in that last game, and Kerr kept him out. I know Kerr wants to err on the side of caution. I know there's a lot of basketball to be played, but if I was a betting man, I would say that it wasn't serious enough to keep him out tonight, especially with the time elapsed between games.
So if there's anything that happened over the first game of the first round over the weekend that gives you pause, that says that the narrative that the top 4 seeds in each conference are going to advance and give us what we're all looking for in round number 2, if there's anything that gave you pause to that, what would it be, Mark?
Paul George. Paul George was awesome. He had a really, really good April where he scored a lot in limited minutes, shot over 50% from the field, and I believe he had 33 in Game 1 against Toronto. The Pacers are a real threat to beating the Raptors. They got one in Toronto. They have guys that have played in the playoffs before, so it's not a new thing to them. And on the flip side, Toronto has pressure on them, rare pressure that they haven't had much in their franchise. The series really doesn't start till somebody wins on the road, and the Pacers, to me, are the only team on the road that actually really competed strongly. Look, Detroit did well, but Paul George was awesome, and I wouldn't be surprised if the Pacers end up winning that series.
Well, Kawhi Leonard won Defensive Player of the Year again today, wrapping that up for the Spurs, who just absolutely demolished Memphis in the first game of the first round over the weekend. And then you've got Oklahoma City doing what it did against Dallas. Yeah. And now everyone's saying, well, let's not forget about Oklahoma City, how they can bust up the 1-2 Western Conference final that everyone's expecting. Well, what do you make of Oklahoma City's big-time Game 1 win?
Well, you got to be fearful of Russ and KD. They're make an argument those are 2 of the top 5 players in the league. So they're certainly capable. They have size to counter the Spurs' size. And what they could do that gives the Spurs problem that Golden State can do is run. run, good passing team. Golden State's better at getting more people involved, making more people threats. But I really think that Kevin Durant is really on a big mission to stake his claim back as one of the elite players in the league. And I wish we could fast forward to the second round.
Yeah, that's what
To
it
me,
sounds
that's
like right
serious.
now to you.
What's that?
That's what it sounds like to me right now, Mark, is that
Yeah.
that this first round is just filler. It's just filler right
Yeah.
now.
The only one that, to me, seems like it could go long is Indiana and the Raptors. But I don't think you're going to have to watch too much of this bad basketball. It'll be over
Not
fast.
even Celtics Hawks? You don't think Celtics Hawks can go the distance?
No, that could, but how much do you care?
Well, I mean, I don't know, man. You don't think the Celtics can go on a run here, Mark? I mean, it is Patriots Day. You can just give it up to Boston right now for today.
Well, if Avery Bradley's out, that really damages the Celtics' hopes. He's a big-time defender. Probably in time. No, I think he got an All-NBA second-team defensive team vote for me. From me, if he's gone, that really damages Boston a lot. Atlanta's a good team, but they could just never get over that hump. So without Avery Bradley, with the Hawks being the Hawks, yeah, that could go long. But outside of those two markets, I don't know anybody's too excited about that series.
How many more games like the end of the Clippers and the Blazers do we need to have before somebody and the Board of Governors or the commissioner, Adam Silver, has to do something about making it at least far more stringent for a team to foul somebody before the ball's even inbounded, Mark, or this charade of fouling somebody when they take a step on the court purposely? Because I could not watch DeAndre Jordan shoot another free throw last night, Mark. When is something going to be done about this?
Let's hope the competition committee does something this summer. I mean, one might say, well, tell him to be a better free throw shooter, and then it wouldn't be a problem. Which, I could see that side as well. It's terrible for the game. I kind of, in a weird way, think sometimes it's funny to see the fear in those guys' eyes when they go to the free throw line having to shoot all them free throws. But it prolongs what already is a long game, and I think there needs to be, something creative to get it done. Perhaps if you do that, maybe as horrible as it would be to watch, maybe give them 3 free throws instead of 2 if you're going to foul somebody on purpose to make it more risky for the other team, or give them a technical or something. But those guys got to learn how to shoot free throws better too, and then we wouldn't even be talking about it.
And then lastly, in my hometown of New York City, Phil Jackson, it's reported, is reaching out to Luke Walton to see if he'll take the job that Steve Kerr didn't. What do you think that?
I think Luke will be a great choice. I mean,
will he do it though? It's apparently he's not interested, and Phil denying today on Twitter that anything's been offered or rejected.
Well, he said he wasn't interested in the Nets, correct?
Well, but I guess people are assuming that he's not interested in the Knicks.
I think with him, you wonder. I don't know that the Lakers job will open, and I'm not trying to push Byron Scott out, but for him, I think he wants to be patient and wait. There's several jobs available, but he could be judicious. Should he take a bad job just so he could take a job, or perhaps with what he did, maybe he should wait for something that's great, because I think he has the ability to do that. It's not like he's with a bad franchise; he's with the best. So if I'm Luke, perhaps as sad as it might sound for your hometown Knicks, maybe that job's beneath him right now.
Mark, thanks for the time. I appreciate it. We'll have you back on down the road, okay?
And say some good stuff about my Raiders, man.
Well, I mean, they've got a Sunday night home game for the first time in a decade. I love Khalil Mack. I love Derek Carr. I think Del Rio's great. Rod Woodson's one of my all-time favorite people, and he's sitting back there in the coaching staff. I think they got it all working.
We got any playoff hope?
Why not? Why not?
Okay, good.
Khalil Mack's a monster. He's an absolute monster. And he's a difference maker, as you saw in Denver last year. So how does that sound for you, Mark?
Oh, you made this Raider season ticket holders day, man.
Attaboy. Thank you. Silver and black. You go, Mark, okay?
The Rich Eisen Show, weekdays at noon Eastern on Audience.